Hello everyone, welcome back to a new video. So, have you ever experienced something confusing and painful in a relationship? At the beginning, someone shows you a lot of attention. They text you often, they seem excited to you, they make you feel special, and naturally, you begin to care about them. You start investing emotionally. You show affection, you prioritize them, you open your heart, but then something strange happens. The more you start caring, the more distant they become. Their messages become shorter, their excitement fades, and suddenly you find yourself wondering, why did they lose interest once I started caring? This experience can be incredibly confusing. Because in healthy relationships, caring more should bring people closer together. But in some situations, the opposite happens. And the truth is, there are powerful psychological reasons behind this pattern. Today, we are going to explore why some people lose interest when you start caring too much, what it reveals about their emotional patterns, and how understanding this can help you protect your heart in future relationships. So, if you guys haven't subscribed, first just go and subscribe my channel and comment me below your issue. We'll make a video for it. See, okay? So now I just want to tell you, as a consultant clinical psychologist, it's my responsibility to tell you the difference in the psychology of attraction and uncertainty. Okay. So in the early stages of many relationships, attraction is often fueled by curiosity and uncertainty. When two people are getting to know each other, there is a natural mystery. You don't fully know how the other person feels, and that uncertainty can create excitement. Your brain releases dopamine, a chemical associated with anticipation and reward. And this is why the early stages of dating often feels thrilling. But when someone suddenly becomes emotionally distant after you show care, the issue is really about you being too much. It often reflects something happening inside their emotional patterns. Now, reason number one, some people are attracted to the chase. And for certain individuals, the excitement of pursuing someone is more appealing than actually maintaining a relationship. They enjoy the process of gaining someone's attention. When they feel that someone is interested in them, it boosts their sense of validation. And but once they feel they have won that attention, their excitement fades because the motivation was never about building a deep emotional connection. It was about the thrill of the chase. And once that chase disappears, so does the real interest. So, this pattern is often connected to emotional immaturity or a desire for constant validation. Now, reason number two is a fear of emotional intimacy. Another common reason people pull away when someone starts caring deeply is fear of intimacy. Some individuals want connection, but they're also afraid of emotional closeness. When a relationship begins to feel deeper, they may unconsciously feel vulnerable. Okay, so questions begin to appear in their mind. What if I get hurt? What if this becomes so serious? What if I lose my independence? Instead of addressing these fears openly, they create distance and they withdraw emotionally. And from the outside, it looks like they simply losing trust, when in reality, they may be avoiding emotional vulnerability. So, The reason number three is emotional unavailability. Emotionally unavailable people often enjoy attention and companionship. But when the relationship requires deeper emotional commitment, they struggle. At first, they may appear affectionate and engaging, but when the relationship begins to involve responsibility, emotional support, and deeper conversations, they start pulling back. And this happens because emotional intimacy requires vulnerability. And emotionally unavailable individuals often protect themselves by keeping relationships at a surface level. So when someone genuinely starts caring, they feel overwhelmed. Okay. So now reason number four, the power of scarcity. Human psychology sometimes values what feels scarce or difficult to obtain. When someone appears distant or mysterious, people may perceive them as more desirable. But when someone becomes openly caring and available, certain individuals misinterpret that availability as a loss of value. This is not healthy psychology, but it is a pattern that exists in many modern dating dynamics. People who think this way often confuse emotional availability with weakness. And in reality, emotional openness is actually a sign of maturity. Now, reason number five. They were never looking for something serious. Sometimes the painful truth is simple. Some people enter relationships without the intention of building something meaningful. They enjoy the attention, the conversations, the excitement of early attraction, but when they are not emotionally prepared for a committed relationship. So when the relationship starts becoming serious, they quietly lose interest. Not because they cared too much, but because they were never looking for something deeper in the first place. So now, why caring more can feel you make you feel more vulnerable? When you begin to care deeply about someone, you naturally become more emotionally open and you start sharing your thoughts, your feelings, and part of yourself that you usually protect. And that vulnerability is actually a beautiful part of human connection. But vulnerability also means something important. It means you have something to lose when the other person begins to pull away. That vulnerability can suddenly feel painful and you may feel exposed. You may feel like emotional investment you made is no longer being returned. And this is why situations like this hurt so deeply. Because caring is not just an action, it's an emotional risk. And when someone withdraws from that connection, the pain can feel personal. And even though it often reflects your emotional limitations rather than your worth. And the cycle of overthinking that overflows, then someone loses interest after you start caring, your mind often begins searching for answers. This is also one of the good reason is like when the trust is developed and they feel like okay, this person can't stay away from me, so then they start like they're like okay, I can do whatever I want to do. Okay, so they have this confidence that okay, no matter what I do, no matter what's happening, no matter what how I am treating to the other person, you know they won't leave me. Okay, so this confidence give them this thing to like the sort of effort you are putting in return, you won't be getting that much. So you replay conversations in your head, you analyze messages, you think about every moment and ask yourself what you could have done differently. This overthinking happens because the brain dislikes unresolved emotional experiences and it tries to create explanations to restore a sense of control. But the truth is, sometimes there is no clear explanation. Sometimes the other person simply wasn't emotionally ready for the level of connection you offered. And no amount of overthinking can change that. And But matters more is learning not to turn someone else's emotional inconsistency into judgment about your own value. And then there is a difference between genuine interest and temporary excitement. In modern dating, it is very common for people to confuse temporary excitement with genuine interest. So, at the beginning of a connection, everything feels new and stimulating. Okay, and this is a very important part. The conversations are exciting, the attention feels validating, but excitement alone does not mean someone is ready for emotional commitment. Genuine interest shows itself through consistency, through effort, through emotional presence over time. And someone who truly values you does not disappear once you start caring. So instead, they gradually deepen the connection. They show up not just during exciting moments, but also during ordinary ones. And that consistency is one of the clearest signs of emotional maturity. So, how this experience can actually teach you something valuable. Although this experience can be painful, it can also teach an important lesson about relationships, but it teaches you to recognize emotional patterns earlier. It helps you become more aware of the difference between someone who enjoys attention and someone who truly values connection. Okay? And over time, this awareness helps protect your emotional energy. Instead of investing deeply in people who cannot meet you emotionally, you begin to look for partners who appreciate sincerity, honesty, and care. So, in this way, even painful experiences can become opportunities for emotional growth, and because every relationship, whether it lasts or not, teaches us something about ourselves and about the kind of love we truly deserve. Okay? So, the emotional impact on the person who cares. I just want to talk about it. When someone pulls away after you show genuine care, it can deeply affect your self esteem. So, you may begin asking yourself painful questions. Did I say something wrong? Was I too available? Did I care too much? But caring deeply is not a flaw, it's a reflection of emotional honesty. The problem is not that you cared. The problem is that the other person may not have been ready to receive the level of emotional investment. Okay? Like, it is same as like you have invested at the wrong place. Okay? Like there is for instance, there is a box and there is certain sort of space in it, but you have overloaded it with something. Okay, it's something like that, a very layman example, but you guys can correlate and understand it very well through that. So the difference between healthy love and emotional gains. Healthy relationships do not punish people for caring. In emotionally mature relationships, experiencing affection strengthens the connection. Partner feels appreciated. When someone shows interest and care, they do not lose attraction because of it. And if someone becomes distant when you show kindness and emotional investment, it often reveals something about their emotion capacity, not your worth. So choosing the right kind of partner. One of the most important lessons in the relationship is learning to recognize the difference between someone who enjoys attention and someone who genuinely values connection. The right partner will not lose interest because you care. The right partner will feel grateful for your emotional presence. They will respond with openness, respect, and consistency. Because emotionally mature people do not fear love, they welcome it. Now, if someone lost interest when you started caring deeply, it can leave emotional scars. It can make you question whether showing affection is a mistake. But the truth is this: your capacity to care is not a problem. This is one of the greatest strengths that you have. The right person will never see your love as something overwhelming. They will see it as something precious, because real relationships are not built on emotional games or psychological distance. They're built on honesty, vulnerability, mutual care, respect. And when you meet someone who values those things, you will realize something very powerful. The right person doesn't lose in trust when you care, they feel closer to you because of it. Okay, so I hope you guys are now able to understand that. And if you guys have any questions, you guys can ask me in the comment section. If you guys like the video, please like it, comment me below, share it with your friends, and if you guys haven't subscribed, just go and subscribe my channel. Don't feel alone. You are not alone. I'm here for you. For any sort of therapeutic sessions, couple therapy, or any sort of thing, you guys can connect with me anytime. We can have it. Don't feel alone, and I'm here for you. Okay? So till then, take care. Goodbye, everyone. See you soon in the next video. Goodbye.